Have you ever wondered why so many seniors seem to grow stronger, calmer, and even healthier when they live alone? At first glance, it sounds almost impossible. After all, aren't we taught that companionship, family, and constant social contact are the keys to a longer, happier life? Yet, when we look closer, something fascinating appears. Many older adults are actually thriving in solitude, and it's not just a coincidence. These are the kinds of things that raise questions, spark debates, and leave us curious about the deeper truth. After retirement, when the daily rush of work is behind them, many seniors face a turning point. Some choose to move in with family members, while others step into assisted living communities. But there's a group, quiet yet resilient, that chooses independence. Surprisingly, this group often shows the most remarkable health outcomes. Why is that? Could it be that certain habits are easier to maintain when you're on your own? Or is it that living alone forces seniors to stay active, engaged, and responsible for themselves in ways that actually promote better health? Science has started to dig into these questions, and what researchers are finding may shock you. Studies suggest that solitude, when embraced with the right mindset and routines, can lead to healthier eating patterns, better sleep quality, and even stronger cognitive resilience. These aren't just small improvements, they are major factors in preventing disease and improving overall well-being. And the best part? Seniors don't have to follow complicated programs. Instead, they just need to focus on simple, consistent things they must do each day, things like preparing their own meals, moving their bodies regularly, and avoiding negative habits that often creep in when someone else takes over their routines. But here's the twist, it's not just about being alone. It's about what being alone encourages. Independence pushes people to remain responsible, to make decisions with clarity, and to develop self-reliance. Even a senior's older, a veteran who has carried the weight of responsibility for others, will tell you that once you stand on your own, you discover a new kind of strength that often gets overlooked. The ability to take charge of your life, even in the later years, can be the most empowering medicine of all. In this video, we're going to explore 5 surprising facts that explain why living alone can actually make seniors healthier. These facts are not just random observations, they're backed by real stories, real data, and real people from across America who have found unexpected joy and wellness in solitude. So, if you're ready to challenge old beliefs and uncover the truth about independence in later life, stay with us until the end. What you'll discover may not only change the way you see aging, but also inspire you, or someone you love, to embrace a new perspective on what it means to live well after 70. Fact 1: Independent living builds healthier daily habits. One of the first surprising truths we must confront is this: when seniors live alone, they often develop healthier daily habits compared to those who rely heavily on others. At first, it may sound counterintuitive. Shouldn't independence increase risks of neglect or loneliness? But the reality is, solitude often pushes seniors to take charge of their own routines. These are the things that matter most in the long run: waking up at a consistent time, preparing balanced meals, taking daily walks, and setting a rhythm for rest and activity. Living alone means there is no one else to pick up the slack, so personal responsibility becomes a must. This sense of accountability turns into a powerful motivator, keeping health at the center of daily life. Research from the University of Michigan's Health and Retirement Study has revealed that seniors who live independently often maintain sharper routines. In fact, after analyzing thousands of seniors' older adults across the U.S., scientists found that those who lived alone were 20% more likely to cook fresh meals regularly, compared to those living with family. Cooking for oneself might seem simple, but it's a habit that directly influences nutrition, portion control, and overall health. Another study published in the Journal of Gerontology highlighted that seniors who manage their own household chores burn an average of 150 extra calories per day, which reduces risks of obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. Instead of slipping into passivity, living alone requires older adults to stay engaged, to avoid excessive reliance on others, and to remain physically active, factors that strongly impact long-term health outcomes. Take the story of Eleanor White, a 74-year-old retired teacher from Portland, Oregon. After her husband passed away, friends worried she would spiral into isolation. Instead, Eleanor discovered a new rhythm of life. When I started living alone, she shared, I realized I had to make choices every day that would either help or hurt me. No one else was going to remind me to eat my vegetables or go for a walk. It was on me. She began cooking simple, wholesome meals, experimenting with new recipes, and even planting a small herb garden in her backyard. Over time, Eleanor noticed her blood pressure stabilize and her energy levels improve. Her doctor confirmed what she already felt, that her independence had become a source of strength rather than weakness. Eleanor's story reflects what science tells us: living alone doesn't have to mean neglect. In many cases, it means empowerment. So, when we think about aging and health, it's important to question outdated beliefs. The truth is, independence can nurture habits that are not only healthier but also more sustainable. Seniors who live alone often find themselves more mindful of what they eat, how they move, and how they spend their days. These are the small yet powerful things that, over time, create resilience and vitality in later life. Fact 2. Living alone encourages stronger mental health. Another surprising discovery is that seniors who live alone often report better mental health than those who constantly rely on family or institutional care. These are the kinds of things people rarely expect. At first, we assume being surrounded by loved ones would automatically mean happiness. But after years of observation, researchers have learned that solitude, when chosen and embraced, allows seniors to build resilience, clarity, and peace of mind. Living independently forces individuals to confront challenges directly, develop coping strategies, and nurture inner strength. For many, this results in lower levels of stress and anxiety compared to seniors' older adults who feel pressured by constant interference from others. A groundbreaking survey from the National Institute on Aging revealed that seniors who live independently are 15% less likely to experience depressive symptoms than those who feel smothered in multi-generational households. The reason? Autonomy is a core human need. When seniors make their own choices, what to eat, how to spend time, when to rest, they avoid feelings of helplessness. Another study in the American Journal of Psychiatry found that older adults who cultivated independence developed stronger cognitive habits, which helped them avoid mental decline. These findings suggest that solitude, combined with healthy daily routines, may not only protect mental health but also slow down cognitive aging. Consider the case of Robert Jenkins, a 78-year-old retired firefighter from Cleveland, Ohio. After decades of serving his city and saving lives, Robert feared retirement would leave him feeling empty. Friends encouraged him to move in with his children, but he chose a small apartment downtown instead. At first, people thought I was avoiding family, he said, but the truth is, I needed to discover who I was outside of my role as a father and grandfather. Robert created new habits: morning walks by Lake Erie, joining a community book club, and practicing meditation. He admits there are quiet evenings, but he never confuses quiet with loneliness. My peace of mind is stronger now than ever before. Living alone gave me the space to grow, he explained. Doctors noted that his stress levels dropped, and his memory tests even showed improvement. Robert's story highlights how solitude can serve as fertile ground for mental renewal. So, while the old stereotype paints living alone as dangerous or depressing, reality shows the opposite. With the right mindset, solitude becomes a sanctuary where seniors strengthen their emotional well-being and rediscover joy. These are not just isolated stories but patterns confirmed by science and lived experiences. Are you still with us up to this point? If you are, type number 2 in the comments so we know you're paying attention. And while you're here, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom, and share it with someone who might need encouragement. Your support helps keep this channel alive, so together we can continue exploring the wisdom that makes aging not just bearable, but beautiful. Fact 3. Solitude strengthens physical health and activity. One of the most overlooked truths is that seniors who live alone often maintain better physical health because they must stay active in ways that those who rely on constant assistance may avoid. These are the things we don't usually consider: carrying groceries, cleaning the house, managing laundry, or even walking to the mailbox. Each of these small tasks adds up, creating natural movement throughout the day. After retirement, when professional routines no longer dictate activity levels, independence becomes the force that keeps the body moving. Older individuals who embrace this lifestyle are often more agile, flexible, and resilient because they can't afford to become completely sedentary. Multiple studies confirm this observation. Research from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that seniors who lived independently logged an average of 2,000 more daily steps than those living in assisted facilities. These extra steps, though modest, were linked to a 30% lower risk of cardiovascular disease and improved balance, reducing falls, the most common cause of injury in older adults. Another study conducted by Harvard Medical School emphasized that independent seniors showed higher rates of functional independence in activities of daily living, meaning they could bathe, dress, and feed themselves without assistance. This autonomy directly protects health and decreases dependency on medical care. In fact, scientists concluded that maintaining everyday movement is one of the most powerful things seniors must do to preserve vitality. Take the inspiring story of Maria Lopez, a 72-year-old grandmother from San Antonio, Texas. After her children insisted she move in with them, Maria politely refused, choosing instead to remain in her small bungalow. "People thought I was being stubborn," she laughed, "but I knew my body needed the challenge." Every morning, Maria waters her garden, sweeps her porch, and takes a brisk walk around her neighborhood. These habits became rituals that not only lifted her mood but also kept her physically strong. Her doctor recently noted that her bone density was higher than expected for her age, a result she attributes to her daily activity. "I'm not training for marathons," Maria explained, "but I move enough to feel alive. Living alone makes me responsible for everything, and that's my exercise." Maria's story resonates with countless others across the country who prove that solitude does not mean fragility. On the contrary, it often demands resilience. By handling household tasks, preparing meals, and maintaining an active routine, seniors living alone create natural exercise patterns that protect their health. These are the most practical, everyday things that build longevity, not expensive gym memberships or complicated programs, but simple, consistent movement. So, when we imagine seniors living alone, we should not picture frailty or weakness. Instead, we should see strength, vitality, and the quiet determination of individuals who prove that independence can be the best kind of medicine for the body. Fact 4: Independent living strengthens financial awareness and responsibility. Another fact that might surprise you is that seniors living alone often develop stronger financial awareness and responsibility compared to those who merge their lives with others. These are the things people rarely talk about when discussing aging, yet they are crucial. After all, financial health is deeply connected to emotional stability and physical well-being. When seniors live independently, they must budget carefully, prioritize essential needs, and avoid unnecessary spending. This discipline often results in better control of resources, less financial stress, and greater peace of mind. The truth is simple: when no one else is making decisions for them, older individuals are often more mindful and intentional with their money. A study published by the American Journal of Economics and Aging revealed that seniors who managed their households alone reported 25% fewer cases of financial exploitation compared to those who shared living arrangements with extended family. Why? Autonomy reduces the risk of manipulation. When older adults control their own checkbooks, bills, and shopping lists, they develop habits of accountability that protect their resources. Another survey by AARP found that seniors living independently were 18% more likely to track their expenses regularly, which directly reduced anxiety about unexpected costs. Financial stress, researchers argue, is one of the most damaging things to health, increasing the risk of hypertension, heart disease, and sleep problems. By contrast, independent seniors who manage their budgets well enjoy greater stability and, therefore, stronger overall health. Consider James Mitchell, a 76-year-old retired postal worker from Denver, Colorado. After his wife passed away, James's children suggested he move in with them. While grateful, he decided to remain in his small home. "I wanted to prove to myself that I could handle it," he said. James began budgeting carefully, cooking at home instead of eating out, and learning how to use online banking tools. "At first it was intimidating," he admitted, "but after a few months, I realized I was in control. I wasn't just surviving, I was thriving." His financial independence not only kept him stable but also gave him confidence. James explained that paying his bills on time and saving for occasional leisure trips gave him a sense of freedom that money alone could never buy. His doctor even noted that his blood pressure dropped after his financial stress decreased. For James, independence wasn't just about living alone, it was about taking ownership of every aspect of his life, including money. Financial independence may not be the first thing people think of when it comes to health, but it plays a powerful role. Seniors who live alone must, by necessity, be careful with resources, and that carefulness often reduces anxiety and strengthens overall well-being. These are the unseen benefits of solitude, not just healthier bodies and minds, but also healthier wallets. Now, if you've stayed with us all the way here to Fact 4, we know you're truly engaged. To prove it, go down to the comments and type number 4 right now. And while you're at it, please like this video, subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom, and share it with family or friends who might need this encouragement. Your small action helps spread wisdom that could change lives, maybe even your own. Fact 5: Living alone inspires stronger social connections outside the home. The final surprising fact is this: seniors who live alone often end up building stronger and more meaningful social connections outside the home. It may sound ironic, because most people assume solitude equals isolation. But in reality, independence often pushes older adults to actively seek out social opportunities on their own terms. These are the things that matter most: choosing friendships, joining community groups, attending church or local events, and volunteering. Instead of passively accepting whatever interactions come from living with family, independent seniors must take initiative, and that initiative often results in deeper, more rewarding relationships. A nationwide survey conducted by the Pew Research Center found that seniors who live alone are 30% more likely to participate in community activities compared to those living in multi-generational households. Researchers suggest that this is because independent seniors must actively avoid isolation, which leads them to join groups, classes, or clubs. Another study from Stanford University revealed that older adults who built new friendships outside their immediate families reported significantly higher life satisfaction scores. The findings showed that seniors who engage in self-chosen social networks experience lower rates of loneliness and depression, and higher levels of self-esteem. In fact, scientists concluded that actively chosen social bonds are often healthier and more fulfilling than passive ones. An excellent example comes from Linda Harris, a 71-year-old widow from Raleigh, North Carolina. After her husband's passing, Linda faced the difficult choice of moving in with her daughter or continuing on her own. She chose independence, which at first was daunting. But soon, she discovered the freedom it gave her to choose the kinds of relationships she wanted. When you live with family, Linda explained, your social circle is shaped by them. But when you're on your own, you get to decide who enters your life. She began attending a local art class, joined a senior hiking club, and volunteered at her neighborhood library. Through these activities, she not only made new friends but also rediscovered her passion for painting. Today, Linda says she feels more socially connected than she ever did before. Her doctor even remarked that her energy levels and mood had improved noticeably since she expanded her social life. Living alone gave me the push to open doors I never would have walked through otherwise, she said with a smile. Linda's story highlights an often overlooked truth: solitude doesn't mean cutting yourself off from the world. Instead, it encourages seniors to step outside, engage, and build connections that truly matter. These are the habits that keep the spirit alive: taking initiative, exploring interests, and forming bonds that bring joy and purpose. Far from being a sentence to loneliness, living alone can be the spark that inspires seniors to build communities where they feel truly at home. Final conclusion. We've traveled through 5 surprising facts together, and by now, it should be clear, living alone in later life is not the bleak picture society often paints. Instead, it can be a source of renewed energy, healthier habits, emotional balance, better sleep, and even stronger social connections. These are the things that many people overlook when they imagine older adults facing independence. After retirement, when routines shift and loved ones may no longer be physically close, many assume the decline is inevitable. But as we've seen from the data and the heartfelt stories, from John in Denver to Linda in Raleigh, independence often sparks resilience, growth, and even joy. Let's step back and reflect on what this means. First, independence allows seniors to design their days intentionally, forming habits that directly support their health. Scientific studies consistently show that seniors who actively shape their routines are healthier both physically and mentally. Second, solitude is not loneliness. Instead, it often drives seniors to take control of their well-being, avoid harmful stress, and seek out connections that enrich their lives. These facts remind us that after age 65, life doesn't have to shrink, it can actually expand in meaningful ways. Of course, no lifestyle is perfect. Living alone has challenges, and it requires vigilance. Seniors must remain aware of health signals, maintain good nutrition, and avoid habits that can silently erode well-being. But as the data proves, the benefits of independence are powerful. And as the testimonies show, real people are not just surviving alone, they are thriving. What matters most is mindset, approaching each day with courage, curiosity, and the will to keep learning. Perhaps the greatest lesson is this: independence teaches self-reliance and, with it, dignity. It gives older adults the space to decide what truly matters, whether it's morning walks, cooking wholesome meals, joining clubs, or simply enjoying the peace of their own home. Independence doesn't mean being alone, it means living with intention. And when that happens, health, happiness, and wisdom grow naturally. So now, dear viewers, let me ask you directly, did these insights surprise you? Did they challenge the way you think about seniors living alone? If you followed along until this very last moment, then I want you to show me by typing number 6 in the comments. That way, I'll know you're part of the dedicated community who truly values wisdom in the golden years. Before you leave, I want to invite you to keep this conversation alive. Please, like this video, subscribe to our channel Golden Age Wisdom, and share it with others who may need encouragement. You never know whose life could be changed by hearing these truths. Each share could inspire another senior, another family, or another friend to rethink what independence really means in the later chapters of life. Remember this: aging is not about fading away, it's about shining with a different kind of strength. And often, that strength grows brightest when we learn to stand alone.